is Nathan Stanford Sr., and we're going to be looking at PHP and HTMX. So here is our first example where we'll do a simple text update. You click this and the text shows up down here. Anytime you click it, it's basically doing PHP code. Whatever you output, it just simply replaces. So now what we're going to do is go look at the code. So I have all of this up here getting dark mode from Bootstrap, so all of that we can ignore. I do have the CDN for HTMX. Down here is exactly all that is really required. We have the button, HX post. It's going to post to update text PHP, and to target the result, we want it to go to this, the pound or the ID result, which is right here. We want it to put the data inside of there. So if we go look at update text, which is this file here that it's hitting, we can see that's where we're getting the text updated, the HR, and the time or the date. Another thing we can do is simply say echo, and we will do line break here. Hello world. Put a semicolon, hit save. Now if we go back and we click on this, we get our hello world. So anything we add is going to be added in here. Any code or maybe document, maybe you've just gotten, they click on it and it goes and gets the latest letter or the latest news media thing that you need it to go get. So that's example of the simple text update. This is example that shows how to implement a load more functionality. Clicking on the button appends more items to the existing list. So you just simply are able to query, pull from wherever you're trying to pull it from. So if we go look at the code, here's the items here. The HTMX is using hsget, and it's querying this table, which we'll look at in a minute, and it's going to this ID, and it's saying before the end. So when it gets close to the end, right before this div, it's going to put the next items that come from this code into this. So if we go here, you can see items, and it's taking these three items. You could act like it's coming from a database. It could be getting whatever items you need. And then it's outputting them, and those are being appended right after this. So that's how that works. So this example is where you can check the form submission and validation. So basically, you can do server-side validation, so you can write as much in the back end as you want. So you can first hit submit, and you can see it, please fill out this form. So we'll put in a fake name. It happens to be bread. Now it's saying, can you please fill this in? So I'm going to on purpose not fill it in correctly. Now it's saying you need an @ symbol. So if we do @example.com, and you can see now bread has been successfully submitted. So let's go look at the code and see what the code does. So here you've got when the form is posted, we want it to go to submitform.php. We want it to go to the target result, which is down here, and take whatever information you get back from this submit form and put it in this result. So if we go here, we can see it's looking to see if that post email is there. It's making sure it's not empty, and it's making sure name is not empty. Now you can do all the other things to make sure it's got all of the other validation, and you can write it in straight PHP code to figure out if it's all there so that you can send back the message back to the index page. Makes it a lot easier if you're already really good at writing PHP code. So that is our third example. Now this example, it showcases a live search feature using HTMX where the results update as the user types. So if we look here, when you type the letter A, we see banana, apple, date. So if we hit just D, we see date, elderberry. So let's just do E. Now we see cherry, date, elderberry, and apple. And if we continue to type, we will eliminate the others. So that is working. So if we go look at the code, we can see input HX post, and it's posting to search results, which is this file we'll look at in a minute. It's triggering on key up. After you finish typing each key, it's going to see, has this field changed? If it has, then it's going to trigger. Now it's going to delay 500 milliseconds, which is half a second. So that way, if you're typing a longer amount, if you're typing something faster like CHE, so if you've got a really long list of stuff and you can delay it for maybe you want to change it to 1,000 milliseconds where it's a full second before it starts looking, or maybe you've got so many you want to make it wait 2,000 milliseconds, 3,000, 5,000. It depends on the situation, and it takes the results and posts it into the target of the place that's got the ID of search results, which is here. So we'll put it right here. So if we go look at the search, it's coming down, it's looking through these results right here. We can literally add our own results and say donut. And so now we have donut in this list, but you could be calling from a database. So let's go back just for the fun of it and type in D for donut. And now you get to see that it's working. And it's not case sensitive because elderberry is lowercase and date and donut are uppercase. So that's the fourth example. This is our fifth example. This one's infinite scroll. And you can see here I've got a list of items that's scrolling all the way to the bottom. And then as you scroll, it will hit a trigger that causes it to go get the other items. I have the word example in front of it just so you can kind of get an idea. These are being generated from the other location. So let's go look at the code. Here you've got a list of 20 items. That's the first ones. And then it starts at 21. Once the area that these items should be in is revealed on the page, once it scrolls up and shows up on the page, then it's going to trigger this to go get more content, and it's going to target content, which is right here, and it's going to put it before the end. So whatever's at the end, it's going to put it right before this ending div, and then it will just continue as long as you're scrolling to keep filling that in. So it could be calling from a database and continuing to fill in until it gets to the very end where it calls 20. Once it gets here, it calls 20 more. Once it gets here, it calls 20 more. Once it gets here, it calls 20 more. So this is the fifth HTMX and PHP example I have. I've got more coming, but this is the first block of 5 that I've created. I'll work on some more, and hopefully you like what I'm doing. If you do, please subscribe, and please make comments. Let me know if you like it. Yes, there's other ways to do a lot of this, but this is so I can show you how PHP and HTMX can work together to create cool looking sites that are dynamic and that do a lot of stuff that are going to help you accomplish your goals of helping your client.